All right, guys, so this is the very first quilt that I have ever computer quilted on Millie here. My husband and I keep discussing what her real name is going to be. So this is the APQS Millie, and we're thinking of naming her Millicent, or yeah, that's what we keep calling her, is Millicent. So this was a design that was just available in APQS. This quilt is one that my daughter actually picked out all the fabrics for. It's a combination of Ruby Star Society fabrics, and this, I believe, is a thatched. I don't know what color it is. I just happen to have it in my stash, and it worked perfectly with all these beautiful Ruby Star fabrics. All of these fabrics I got over the years as part of the Fat Quarter Shop Ruby Star Society club. So as you can see, I did some flowers. Again, this is the first one I've ever done. So definitely, continuing to learn, but I think it turned out fantastic. I really, really love it. I love the floral motif mixed in with everything. So I thought I would take you along as once I get her off the long arm and we can look at her together. All right, here we go. Woo! All right, let's get her off the leaders and see what we're working with. All right. So again, this is a quilt that my daughter picked out all the fabrics for. This is actually a free pattern from Coriander of Coriander Quilts. I will leave her blog post down below that has the pattern, as well as the YouTube video that she recently did where she showed how to make this quilt. It's actually pretty easy. It's all kind of done with strip sets, and I think it turns out so cute. Again, Ruby Star Society fabrics from a whole bunch of different lines were used, and then again, this is some sort of thatched. I can't remember which one. The backing, this is also a Ruby Star Society. So this is a Ruby Star Society 108 from, I believe, the Backyard collection. I got the salvage here. Ruby Star Society, of course, Melody Miller, she's one of my favorites, from Camellia. So this is from a few years ago. I'd used this as a backing for a different quilt, and I just so happened to have one piece that I could cut and sew together to make the perfect backing for this, and I think it looks so pretty. This is for my daughter, Vivian, and I think she's really going to love it. Again, I used this floral motif. I think it turned out really pretty. I think she's really going to love this. This is a quilt that's going to go on her bed, so it's going to be washed quite a bit. And I think it just, oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait to get the binding on. Speaking of binding, I, of course, cut all the strips for the binding, but didn't actually make the binding. Pro tip, if you cut your strips of binding while you are making your quilt, go ahead and make the binding. So what I have started doing, because usually I end up with the quilt and then the strips, and then, it's like, oh man, I gotta actually make the binding to actually bind the quilt. So what I like to do is make this binding as my leaders and enders on my sewing machine when I'm doing all the piecing. So I'll, sew two together, do my piecing, sew two together as the leader and the ender. And that actually works really well. And then I'll have my binding all together and just have to iron it, etc. So that's it. The very, very first quilt that's been quilted on Miss Millicent over there at the Electric Bee. Love it so much. Again, if you or any of your friends, I will put up the contact info below. If you have a quilt that you would like to be quilted, we have hundreds of designs and custom quilting available. So just let me know what you need and we can get you quilted. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thank you. So currently I'm interviewing our head of shipping. Sir, how's it going? Well, turns out we don't have any customers right now. So our head of shipping over here has nothing to do. And look what he's doing. Just lazing about all day. So he needs some quilts to quilt, guys. Send them on in so I can get our shipping specialist to work.